Where did the entire universe come from? How did it happen? We will discuss all that further. How does God create? He originates the world. Maintain means preserves. It is God who runs all this. There is enough food in this world to fill everyone's stomach, but there is man who does not let it reach to the mouth of others. He is worried about the economy. He is worried about falling prices. And because of man's disorder, the world is disordered. God has made so many crops in the world, which can reach everyone. But man could not manage all this, which is the biggest failure of human life. That the food ripened across the earth could not reach to the hungry. This is the biggest defeat of human life. Forgot everything else, but at which every man has the right to get, he doesn't even get it. Maintain means the God preserves it, and the one who destroys it. A man also does it in some places, but as he creates it, he will infatuate it. If he maintain, he will be arrogant, and if he loses, he will be sad. But the God is happy in all the three states. If a man creates something, he gets fascinated. After making a painting, we signs it so everyone can know I made it. In many people's homes, if someone made a painting, then the house changes, the walls change, the furniture changes, but the painting remains, because the daughter has made it, the son has made, grandson made it. It is a creation. Man is fascinated by it, it is natural. He always thought that, I have created, and it makes him happy. That is why man should create something every day, or just make a painting every day. Grow a flower and water it. If you see a bud blooming in your plant, you will be happy. You would say to everyone in the house, look, I've grown this. I grew a flower. Even if a vegetable has been planted, and a tomato has grown, he tells the whole house, I grown the tomato. Even if you create something little, how your mind becomes fascinated. It is creation. I have settled him. But think who settled you. There is someone in the world who done this. Many think, when I will be not here, then you will know how the house is running. And it runs better after he leaves, because he is fighting in the house. Therefore, no one should live in such an ego that without me everything will stop. All this will be go on. Nothing stops by anyone. God has not made anyone that much important in the world that after them the work of the world stops. What a great scientists, great men, leaders, social reformers, teachers, Mahatmas have come and gone. Nothing stops by anyone. It is like putting a finger in water. We think that the hole has fallen, but if we remove the finger, it fills up again. When a person leaves, everything gets filled with time. Everything goes on as the way it was. Therefore, no one should ever live in ego. God laughs a lot at these two things. If someone says, if I don't stay, you'll know how the house is running. And someone else says, I have my future all planned out. Prabhu says, this is your planning, but mine is different. You will be ripe before FD is ripe. That's why no one should keep it like that. Because life is never be the same as we thought it would be. Life throws a question every day and we have to find the answer. Because every now and then questions come up that makes you think, oh, I didn't see that coming. There will be outside the course questions in the life. I didn't even think about it. The journey of a man's life continues in search of answers to these questions. And those who give good answers in this exam, God passes them and calls them to their abode. You have given very good answers to all the questions. You are my dearest student. And God accepts him. This is how the math of life works. That is why God creates, maintains, and destroys. Because if a man loses something, he gets hurt. But God is happy in all three states. Have you seen a boy playing in the mud at the beach? He digs a big hole and builds a nice house. He is happy in that. After that, he finds the shells and decorate it. He is happy in that too. And if mom says, let's go son, it's time to go home, that time, he jumps on that house and destroys it, and even in that, he is happy. In that way, God also happy in creation, maintenance and destruction. Because it is a game for him. It is play for him. And we are character of his play. And we all have ego that, this is happening because of me. God runs all this. When that is understood, all egos will go away. And that's why, after helping anyone, a man should never think that he got it only because of me. It was his destiny, and only he got it through you. Everyone writes and brings his own destiny, and eats on his own destiny. Don't think yourself as a doer.
Vishvotpatyadi hetave.
Wow, such a great works done by him. Those who do a lot of big work are tough in nature. Those who are in a very big position are very tough in nature. Then, what is the nature of this Lord? So, no one has the same nature as him.
Tapatraya vinashaya.
It is the vanquisher of suffering. He can see everything in the world, but he cannot see the tears in the eyes of the devotee. He cannot see anyone crying. When you sit near Thakurji and tears come out of your eyes. If you wander, he remains seated. And if you sit in its feet, he starts running for you. If we keep running, God says let him run. But if we sit in his feet, then he starts running for us. Draupadi shouts, "Hey Dwarkeshlalji!" And the Lord came running. The story of the Mahabharata says that when the Rajasuya Yajna was about to take place, Yudhishthira entrusted Bhima with the responsibility of inviting Dwarkeshlalji. He arranged for everyone else's invitation himself. And Bhima was a little busy. He thought that, I will invite him after this. After some time they met again and said, now only a few days have left, now go and invite him. He said again, yes, okay, I will give it. The days passed and only one day left. Bhima was so busy in work that he forgot. At that time, Yudhishthira met and said that the invitation was given. Right? Then Bhima remembered, I forgot to invite him. Yudhishthira said, what shall we do now? Bhima said, I have an idea. He swings his mace in the sky. He bounced on himself. The mace is now going to fall on Bhim's head, and there is a very little distance left. Then Shri Krishna appeared and grabbed the mace. Hey, what are you doing, Bhim? Bhima said, there is no other way to call you. I know that when we are in danger, you will come running. God can see everything but cannot see a devotee suffering. As is the nature of God, so is the nature of devotees. So is the nature of his great men. He can see everything but can't see anyone suffering.
Tapatraya vinashaya.
These three types of suffering are shown in the scriptures: Adibhautaka, Adidevika, Adhyatmika. The pain of the body is Adibhautaka suffering, which is the pain of the tendencies of the mind like anger, greed, envy, hatred is Adhyatmika suffering. Adidevika, and this the suffering of attaining God, is Adidevika suffering. These three types of suffering scriptures say. Adibhautaka suffering, we take care of it, and we like it, but it's true. If you get sick and someone calls, you're fine now. We are so like, yes, everything is fine now, we have found a good doctor and all. But if someone asks about mental illnesses, do we like it? Your anger has been on the rise from some time. Your greed has been too much from a while. If you ask about health, you like it, but if you ask about anger, then greed increased, jealousy increased, even if someone talks about it, you don't like it. In the way that our eye cannot see the gravel in own eye, it has to be told to others, please remove the gravel. Like that, to remove the gravel lying in the mind, you have to tell the Guru to remove the gravel. If it is in the eye, how it can be seen? That way, why does anyone like to correct if you don't even like to talk about? If there is a thorn in the foot and if we do not know, we do not remove it. But the day it starts to hurting, we sit down to remove it. In that way, there are many disorders in the mind, but it don't hurt you. It does not occur in the mind that why am I doing this? I am a Vaishnava, I am a servant of Mahaprabhuji, why does this come inside me? It doesn't hurting, so you don't worry about removing it. But now you sit to listen to the story, all these gravel will prick. And when they prick, you will try to remove them. Now I'll remove anger. Now I'll remove greed. Now I'll remove envy. Now I'll remove hatred. If it will hurt you, there will be desire to remove it. This story will give you all. If you can't find any person as guru, make Bhagwat as guru. Make these thoughts as guru. And when this becomes guru, then life path becomes very easy. We make it difficult. We make life difficult for ourselves.
Tapatraya vinashaya.
Defeat the three sufferings. The suffering of the body, the suffering of disorders of the senses and the mind, and the suffering of meeting God.
महाप्रभु जी पण मांग्યું ને યચ્ચદ દુઃખમ યશોદાયા નંદાદિનાંચ ગોકુલે ગોપિકાનામ તુ યદ દુઃખમ તદ દુઃખમ શ્યાન મમ ક્વચિત.
What pain did he ask for? What the Yashodaji got? The kind of pain I want. The fear that Yashodaji felt when Prabhuji left her and went to Mathura. I want that kind of fear.
નંદાદિનાંચ ગોકુલે.
I want the pain that Nand and his friends got.
ને ગોપિકાનામ તુ યદ દુઃખમ.
The pain what the gopis suffered.
इति गोप्यः प्रगायन्त प्रणपन्तश्च चित्रधा रुरुदुः सुस्वरं राजन् कृष्ण दर्शन लालसा.
I want the pain of longing to get God. That pain. If you wetting the eyes by remembering the Lord, then believe that you are very sanct. If your eyes get wet after remembering the Lord, believe that your mind has become holy.
रोने से और इश्क में बेबाक हो गए धोए गए इतना के बस पाक हो गए.
When the tears from the eyes fall over the heart, then even the sins of past births are washed away at that moment.
तापत्रय विनाशाय.
So who is God? Who is in the form of Satchidananda, who is the creator, man-and-tanner, and destroyer of the world and the conqueror of all three suffering. So said,
Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha.
Obeisance to Shri Krishna. Nama in it is not Namdhatu. Namdhatu means praise. We do praise to him. It also has another meaning in the form of bowing. We bow to them. To whom? To Shri Krishna. Krishna who?
कृषिर भूवाचको शब्द ऋणश्च निर्वृत्तिवाचक तयोरैक्य परब्रह्म कृष्ण इत्यभिधीयते.
The Krishna. The name Krishna has been defined in Tao Upanishad. Who is Krishna?
कृषिर भूवाचक भू सत्तायाम ष्णष्ट निवृत्तिवाचक.
Nshna means the Supreme Lord who grants moksha and pleasure. That is, Krishna is the one who has power as the form of joy everywhere. That Shri Krishna, not only Krishna, Sri means Swamini, Radhaji. To that couplet form,
Vayam Numaha.
We bow, we praise. If we bow, we should also be honest. If we prostrate, we should also learn to forgive. If we salute, we must also be loyal. Bowing to God means complete surrender to him. Bhagwat begins with the bowing to the God by the Mangalacharan and so at the end.
Pranamo dukkha samanastam namami harim param.
Have bowed. See, if you can't do anything else, take one rule all of you. To worship the Lord every day. If there is Thakurji sitting, then do to him or do to the image of him. 3 people need to be saluted. One is Thakurji, the second is Guru Mahaprabhuji, and the third is the parents. A person who takes the blessings of these 3 daily will never suffer in his life. This is certain. Do worship daily.
Pranamo dukkha samanastam namami harim param.
A direct, simple and easy way to get rid of all suffering which everyone should make a habit of, whether we do anything else or not, is to bow to Thakurji every day. Vandana is one of the main 9 devotions.
Shravanam kirtanam vishnoho smaranam padasevanam archanam vandanam dasyam sakhyam atma nivedanam.
Do salute. By doing salutation only, the bad lucks can be avoided. Suffering is avoided. That is what Bhagwat says.
Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha.
Our Sir Dasji also writes the whole Sursagar on Bhagwatji.
चरण कमल वंदो हरि राय,
चरण कमल वंदो हरि राय, चरण कमल वंदो हरि राय, जाकी कृपा ते पंगु गिरलंघे, जाकी कृपा ते पंगु गिरलंघे, अंधे को सब दर्शाए, चरण कमल वंदो हरि राय,
जाकी कृपा पंगु गिरी लगे। पंगु કોણ છે? ચાલી શકતો નથી એ નહીં, પણ જ્યાં જવું જોઈએ ત્યાં નથી જતો. આંધળો કોણ છે? દેખાય એ નહીં, જે જોવું જોઈએ એ નથી જોતું. પણ જે પ્રભુના ચરણ કમલને વંદન કરે છે એનો રસ્તો કેવલ પ્રભુ પરત થઈ જાય.
बहरो सुने मुंगो पुन बोले, बहरो सुने मुंगो पुनः बोले, रंग चले शिर छत्र धराए, रंग चले शिर छत्र धराए, सूर दास सूरदास स्वामी करुणामय, सूरदास स्वामी करुणामय, वारंवार वंदुइन पाय, वारंवार वंदुइन पाय, चरण कमल वंदो हरि राय।
શ્રી કૃષ્ણાય વયમ નમઃ. વારંવાર વંદો તિહ પાય, સોહી કુશલ દાસ પરમાનંદ, જો હરિ સન્મુખ થાય.